Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday, it's November 10th of 2022, and we are still here on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas. Today is going to be much more of a news video than following up about our cruise right now. At the end I will add a couple of things just to bring you up to date with what we're doing today and how things are going. So first of all, one of our Let's Go family members was really kind to send me an update about how things went on their very recent, they just barely were on the Sapphire Princess. And I really very much appreciated it. So the highlights that she gave, they got off just on Wednesday, November 2nd. So just last week is when they got off the ship. She said that they had really good food, and their food on this cruise was actually better than they had had on their last cruise before COVID happened. And so I thought that was really great news. She said that there was a little bit less of selection at the buffet, but that it was better, and then in the main dining room it was really good. They ate at the Sterling Steakhouse, which she said that location, which I am not familiar, I have not eaten at a Sterling Steakhouse on a princess ship. She said that is up in the Horizon Court buffet area, which she said did take away a little bit of the ambiance, because you know, usually like if you think of going to the Crown Grill or something like that, then you expect it to be kind of in its own little area. But she said the food was excellent and Sabatini's was excellent. When I was just on the Discovery Princess, my dinner at Sabatini's was excellent as well. And so I think this bodes very good for the food on Princess. And comparing it super fast here on Royal Caribbean, the food that I have had on Princess is better than what we're having here on Royal Caribbean. The one night, the first night that we had embarked on the ship, that very first night, dinner was superb. But since then, it's been fine. It's just been fine. And so, but it is not as nice or as good as the food is in the main dining room. And certainly the buffet here on Royal Caribbean is not as good as the buffet is on Princess. So anyway, but she thought that so as far as the entertainment goes, she said it is the same entertainment that they have seen on some other princess ships. She thought that the comedian was just so-so. She said though that they did have a tribute to Whitney Houston one evening, a show, and that was very, very good. So that's one I haven't seen that one yet, and I don't know if I've just missed it because you know there is so much to see on a cruise ship, or if it just hasn't been available. So I thought that was kind of fun. Whitney Houston had such a beautiful voice and was such a beautiful lady. So anyway, she said that the app though was very glitchy. They had used it before, but she says it doesn't seem to be working as smoothly. Now here is one thing that really stood out to me in her review. She said that the crew was like hardworking, did a great job, but they're just not quite as cheerful as they usually are. And she couldn't quite put her finger on it. And you know what? That is exactly what I thought. Now, nothing against the crew. It's just that thing that I have been worried about, and I'm deciding that it is really a leadership thing from the top down. Somehow there is something different there. Something is missing. And so all of you comment if you have seen the same thing. Now the crew still gives excellent service. They smile, often not, I don't know, it's just not quite the same. And so tell me what you think. Compared to the crew here on the ship that we are on, here on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas, their crew here is just excellent. They're not as cheery. They're not as, cheery is a funny word. It encompasses a lot more than you know, just saying, I don't know. It encompasses more than you would just think, oh, they're not all perky. No, that's not it. It's just kind of the whole feeling. And so everybody comment. Let me know what you think. I love, yeah, I love the crew members. I think they work very hard. I think that they are doing their best. Absolutely. I just think something is missing in the unity, in the feeling of being part of the Princess family. I think that is very much missing. So like I said, everybody tell me what you think. And then finally, she said that she thinks they were sailing about 75 to 85%. You did often have to wait to get a drink. It took a long time to get a drink, but the deck area, the pool areas were never crowded. and then she ended by saying they did have 2 medical codes on board for the medical team to come, and so that's always hard when you hear that going on. So that is her synopsis recently of sailing on the Sapphire Princess. She said they had an absolutely wonderful cruise, so that just makes me really happy. Now we've got a couple of other news items here. So Princess, you know, when I was just on the Discovery Princess, they had an area roped off that said that it was for the 360 experience. And then Princess Cruises, it says 360 and an extraordinary experience is here. Surprise your taste buds with a fusion of master storytelling, world-class cuisine, and visual entertainment, available now on the Discovery Princess. So anybody, Code 4 for life, anybody who is on the Discovery Princess right now or is going to be on coming up soon, let us know about this. They've talked about 360 for a while, and so it's going to be really fun to see what it actually turns out to be. I'm excited that it sounds like they're trying something new. It will be fun to see how they combine storytelling with world-class cuisine, and so yeah, but apparently that is here now, so let us know yeah, about that. And then here is something really fun. So people are reporting on the Norwegian Breakaway that they have seen some of the 11 Starlink dishes on Norwegian's Breakaway. So why is that a big deal? It's a really big deal for a few reasons. Number one, so Royal Caribbean and then Norwegian announced that they were doing Starlink with SpaceX, Space 10. And so to me, that's huge. And then the Norwegian Breakaway, this is, so 2 things about that. First of all, that is one of their older ships. That's not the Prima. That's not one of their very newest ships. And they are already getting her outfitted for Starlink. That's fantastic. It shows that they're on top of it. They're really moving along. The reason that I am particularly excited about that exact ship is that is the ship that Gordon and I are going to go on for that vloggers cruise the last week of January. I think it leaves January 29th out of New Orleans. It goes to the Western Caribbean. So I am really excited to get to try that out, see how it works on that ship. When we were just on the Celebrity Beyond, they have Starlink on there, and we were very pleased with it. We did notice that the speeds would vary now and again, but it was so much better than anything that we have had. So I think this bodes really well for what's going on with cruise lines trying to up their game with the internet. So I'll be excited to tell you about it when we get on the Breakaway. And then at the same time, I keep waiting for Princess to announce that they're doing something, because this week the internet on this ship is awful. It's about the same as it was on the Discovery Princess, I want to say. I'm trying to decide if it was a nidge better on the Discovery Princess. So those of you who were on that ship would think, oh my, it's really, yeah, I think maybe the Discovery Princess is a little bit better than what we've got this week. I can't even stay connected to the internet here. Last night I was trying to reply to emails to do some work, and I would get it all typed up, try to send it, and look, and I was no longer connected to the internet. So I would get connected and try again, and then I would be unconnected, and I tried it with my laptop, and I tried it with my phone, and so very frustrating. And so if any of you have asked me for a quote, if you're waiting for an email back from me, we're hoping to get caught up today in Grand Cayman when we've got good phone service again. I did tons of work yesterday in Jamaica while we had phone service, so please don't think that I'm ignoring you, because I'm not. I'm just doing my best here. I really had expected to be able to do work while we were on the ship. So anyway, that's where the internet stands here. And then let's see, I feel like I had one other headline here. Oh, well, I'll find out the answer to this and we'll talk about it some more. Anyway, there's a couple of other things I want to talk to you about. So we have the Carnival Mardi Gras and then the brand new Carnival celebration. Somebody shared in our Facebook group that they have got a Chinese and Mexican, Chinese/Mexican restaurant on board the celebration. Now let's talk about this and tell me in the comments what you've heard. So originally I had heard that the Carnival celebration was being built for the Chinese market, similar to like what the Majestic Princess was, and then that didn't work out, so they have kind of changed some things on her left some things the same, but they have made a few changes based on the fact that they are bringing it, you know, she's been here to the United States, she's done in Australia now, they make some changes. Sounds like this is maybe what's the deal with the Carnival celebration. So if any of you have further information about that, let us know. But then also on the Mardi Gras and on the celebration, they have that Bolt, B-O-L-T, the Ultimate Sea Coaster. It's a roller coaster. Supposed to be the best one at sea, and I just wanted to let you all know that when the celebration first came out, there was a lot of discussion on if it was going to cost more to do that roller coaster on board that ship than on the Mardi Gras. Nope, turns out that on both ships it costs $15 per passenger per time that you go on the roller coaster. So that, number one, I wanted to make you aware of that, and I also think it's a really good time to point out that when you go on a cruise, be really clear on what's included in your cruise fare. I know that for a really long time we were all used to the fact that when you went on a cruise that everything was included. You would pay your gratuities, but the food was all included, and then along came specialty dining, where if you wanted to dine in those restaurants you would have to pay extra. And so that is kind of, I feel like the specialty dining is where it started, but now there are more experiences on a lot of cruise ships that cost extra. So make sure that if you book, like for example, the Celebrity Mardi Gras, the Carnival Mardi Gras or the Celebration, that you are aware, and you book it because you want to do the roller coaster, just be aware that every time you go it's $15, just so that you have an idea of what to expect. And this is true across other cruise ships with other experiences. Now let's talk for a minute about cruise pricing, because we have kind of been having an ongoing discussion, and I love hearing from all of you, you know, trying to guess, you know, are cruise prices going to go up? Are they going to stay where they are? We're seeing the thing that we announced, like, was it maybe 2 weeks ago, that Carnival said they are going to start charging extra, for example, if you want a third entree in the main dining room, or other charges on other, you know, food items. And so Norwegian just released their quarterly report, and the thing that really stood out to me is that their revenue was up, but their operating expenses were really up, and that is what took away from them being able to post a gain. They had a net loss for the third quarter, and that there are two expenses that they singled out as the main reason that their operating expenses were so high: fuel and food. And I think that if all of us look at our budget, if you drive your car very much, fuel and food really have had a big impact on all of us. I know that they do. Those are the biggest things that have increased in Gordon and I's budget, and I think that's probably the case across the board. And so looking forward, I think it's going to be really interesting to see if the cruise lines can keep their prices where they are with what fuel and food are doing. It's because you can, you know, you can serve cheaper food to a point, and you can try to conserve fuel to a point, but then you just get to you arrive at the place that you have to charge a little bit more. And so I don't know if we're going to see more upcharges on things that you experience on the ship, or if just prices are going to go up overall. If I had to guess, I would say the prices are going to go up a little bit overall. So we'll see what happens. Tell me what you think. But I thought that it was really interesting that they very specifically singled out the fuel and the food. Alrighty, just a little bit about how things are going here on the Explorer of the Seas. So yesterday I put my video up about that blue water beach break thing that Gordon and I went on, and I wanted to clarify two things. Number one, I honestly meant it as a way of letting everybody know like what to expect, and if that, and it's not good and it's not bad. It's simply how it is, okay? And so if you enjoy that and that's what you're looking for, that's an excellent excursion. Like, book it and go enjoy that. If that's not what you're looking for, don't think that it's this big, wide, open, white sand beach that you're going to go enjoy. That's what I was expecting. I was wrong. And so I wanted to make that very clear. And the other thing is I want to say that the people who were working at that beach resort, amazing, amazing people. They were working so hard to take good care of everybody. They were trying to get more loungers out. They were trying to just do everything. They were very gracious, very kind people. And so when I say what people were doing at the resort, whether they were smoking, drinking, whatever it was, I was not talking about the people who work there. I was not talking about the people who live on the island. I was talking about the other cruise passengers. And clearly what they were doing was okay. It was not against any of the rules there. So they weren't being bad either. So I just wanted to make it really clear. That was meant as a review. I wasn't judging anybody. I wanted to make it really clear, okay? Because I think, like, I love it when people put up reviews of things, because then it gives me a point of reference, and then I can decide what I want to do. So that is what I meant that as. Now, today we are in Grand Cayman, and we did check with Royal Caribbean, and they won't let us, even though that other excursion was not what we expected, they won't let us have our money back for the Coral Reef Beach thing. So we're going to go ahead and go. And if we don't like it, we'll just come back and do a taxi to the turtle farm or something else. So all of you have armed us with some really good suggestions on what to do. Thanks to several of you. We know that it's easy to get a taxi to go see the turtles. It's easy to go see dolphins. Several people have mentioned that as well. And so I am confident that we are going to have a really good day here in port. It is a tender port if you're not familiar with that. And so we're just going to meet down in the Palace Theater at 9:45, and we'll let you know how it goes. Now, next week on the Norwegian Encore, we are going to go to Norwegian's private island, Harvest Key there, and then we're also going to go to let's see, Charlotte Amalie, however you say that, there in St. Thomas. We're going to go to the British Virgin Islands and the Dominican Republic. If anybody has any suggestions for us about what to do or what not to do, that would just be so awesome. I know it's kind of funny that we haven't been to these places yet. We have been everywhere else in the world except for Asia pretty much, and Africa. Several, you know, a lot. Well, I wouldn't say lots, but we have traveled extensively other ways, but not to the Caribbean. It's probably because we live far on the western United States, and anyway, I don't know why, but so if you have any suggestions for us, that would be wonderful. I think that we have one excursion booked, but I think maybe it's in the British Virgin Islands, but we've got time to change that. So if you've got suggestions, just let us know. I really appreciate all of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you in our Let's Go family. You all are so amazing, and it's really a wonderful community. So, and I haven't mentioned our Facebook group for a while. If you do Facebook and you haven't joined us over in our Facebook group yet, you really should. People post amazing photos. They share very helpful information. It's an excellent place to ask a question if you would like to get an answer. Lots of experience there and amazing people. If you appreciate these updates, please give this one a thumbs up, and I surely will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.